anything else that you want to talk about that you're doing that you want to share, or like links or stuff? Ways for
Well,
people to support you and your projects.
follow me on Twitter. There'll be
Yay!
more YouTube stuff coming eventually. It's just wedding planning has taken over my life. But all of the fun things that we're making for the wedding. So we've got like the fun light up save the dates, and we've got these beautiful boards that I've been making on stream tonight. And then for our wedding invitations, they are going to
Ooh.
involve some illusion. But another thing that I will have coming up in the not too distant future is
Mm.
a project I'm working on with Design Spark. If I can move all the mess on my desk to free this wonderful device, is Design Spark's air quality sensor kit, which I should really plug in, but I think I've actually run out of power sockets.
Yeah.
But when it's powered on, it's got a CO2 sensor, it's got PM 2.5 through to like PM 10 or something, volatile organic sensor, temperature and humidity, and it's like a little kind of air quality dashboard. And it also communicates all that data via MQTT. So either on a local network, or if you connect it to like Wi-Fi, you can configure it so that it will put that data to the cloud, and then you can get that data from the cloud. So there's a group of us who are doing fun projects with this air quality sensor data. You might have already seen Ali of Geeky Faye has done a really cool LED necklace project.
Yes, I just saw that. Gorgeous, gorgeous work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
air quality sensor rig. My project's a bit weird and maybe a bit controversial, but I'm going to be making an NFT.
I see why the controversy, yes.
But
Okay.
the idea is that this NFT is going to be able to change over time with air quality data from that sensor, and like update and change and showcase some of the cooler sides of the technological aspects of like blockchain and NFT technology. But also, if it gets sold, we're going to sell it to try and raise money for a carbon offset charity. So
Nice.
hopefully
Awesome.
it will turn into air quality art that benefits the planet rather than being terrible for the planet. But
Cool.
all a bit complicated.
It is. It's
A
not.
fraught subject, but like
Yeah.
hopefully it will be just a little kind of harmless exploration of it that
Well,
will get people talking about air quality. So
yeah, I mean, that's interesting that it's also like tied to a physical thing, which most NFTs are
yeah.
not. So I like that aspect of it as well. Does the person who purchases the NFT, will they get the sensor itself, or is it just the sensor lives like apart from the owner of the NFT?
The sensor lives apart from the owner of
Okay.
the NFT. So actually, I think what I'm probably going to do is have it update off of this specific air quality sensor for a duration of time, and then like for the longevity of it, because then if the sensor goes offline or I like unplug it, then you don't want the NFT to just never update again. So it might transition to taking that data from a public API that has air quality data and serves that from
Cool.
multiple servers, so that it can build a little bit more robustness
Yeah.
into
Nice.
that process. But
Cool.
yeah, certainly to begin with, it's going to be taking data live from my air quality sensor.
Live from Hannah's
Live.
desk. Air
Live
quality.
from
Oh, I think Hannah might be soldering right now.
Exactly,
Air
yeah,
quality
yeah.
has really gone down.
Why did I buy this NFT? It looks like garbage now. Yeah, so that
Cool.
should be an interesting project. But yeah, it was one that we started quite a long time ago, and I knew absolutely nothing about NFTs when I started it, and I wrote a really long article for Design Spark on all the things that I found out when I was researching them. And it's messy and difficult, but I think it's like less black and white than I've seen some commentary about it, because I think that's true of most technology. And I think like my personal kind of motto is that technology is a tool. Like people, there's always been a massive outcry about social media. I mean, for me personally, I found it a hugely positive force in my life, because it's allowed me to connect with a whole bunch of people across the planet that do things that I like and that I can hang out with. Without social media, I wouldn't be here hanging out with awesome, amazing people like you and soldering projects. And that's a great thing. But also, undeniably, social media has been used for terrible, nefarious purposes. But technology is ultimately a tool, and it's about how you put it to work that makes the difference. And I think that the technology that underpins NFTs, maybe even a potential kind of second life for that as a different system, but as it stands, like the way it's being used.
Yeah, the majority of the uses are not very good. Yeah, but I totally agree with you that yes, technology is a tool, and the uses are very various. I mean, blockchain in and of itself is really interesting to prove a digital possession of something, right? And I think that is a very useful thing in very, very many cases, but there are a lot of different ways to enact it. And I think it's interesting that people are looking for more sustainable ways too. I mean, it's definitely come a long way since the kind of brute force Bitcoin blockchain, method was invented, I guess. But yeah, it's very interesting. There are a lot of pros and cons to all of the different, like, proof of stake versus proof of work, and
for sure,
it's a big topic. It's a very big topic.
Yeah.
But what is a shame is sort of like the popularity of the very, like, I don't know, I would say more frivolous uses of it to
Absolutely.
memes, and it's like, what
Just
does
the
that
wild
even mean?
speculation, like people just like bidding billions of pounds on like a JPEG that like
Yeah.
somebody's friend made in 5 minutes, and it just kind of doesn't seem like we've got this kind of potentially powerful technology that can do interesting things. And to me, at least, that doesn't seem like the most interesting use of it. And so kind of having NFTs that can update over time and take data from off chain and do something with it like on chain, that was something I didn't know was possible, and something that I think kind of adds flexibility and potential. I'm not an expert in the technology, so I couldn't say for sure if that means that it's got kind of a use case that makes it like a vital and useful technology. It's emerging, and it's a kind of a technology that hasn't found its niche and its groove, but kind of finding out some of the different things that it can do that aren't just JPEGs of monkeys is interesting to me. So yeah,
definitely
hoping to just explore that a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I think that's super cool.